Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following us. Today we are here to listen to the poster presentation about the reproductive and developmental toxicity study of Abamectin in rats. Our speaker has a distinguished career in toxicological research, including experience in reproductive and developmental toxicity studies. Her scientific research and toxicological reviews on pesticides are highly regarded within the Ukrainian Toxicological Society. Dr. Yana Kolianchuk has been the lead scientist of Abamectin's reproductive and developmental toxicity study and is giving us more details about this crucial in vivo study. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to welcome my colleague and friend Dr. Yana Kolianchuk. Yana, please take the stage.
Thank you very much for your great introduction, and hi everyone. Today I would like to present to you our scientific work of the reproductive and developmental toxicity study of Abamectin when exposed to male and female Western Hanover rats. The aim of the study was to establish no adverse effect level for reproductive and developmental endpoints. In our experiment, we evaluated the generic pesticide of Abamectin. That's why the following purpose was to define the equivalency of the generic substances to the original molecule of Abamectin. Our experiment was based on OECD guidelines 443, extended one-generation reproductive toxicity study, and 414, prenatal developmental toxicity study, focusing on the teratogenic activity. And in the interesting thing is that we provide the experiment with a combination of two these guidelines in one study. Providing this kind of methodology, we covered bioethics and 3R principles, focusing on decreasing animals' use in the study. But you can ask how we can combine these two different studies in one experiment, because the methodological procedure in these studies are different. So the first differences are that the duration of the exposition period in a reproductive toxicity study is much longer and can be for a few months during gametogenesis, pre-mating period, mating and pregnancy period. And in a developmental study, it's near 2 weeks just from the implantation through the period of organogenesis. In this case, the level of used dosage usually is different in these two studies, and in the reproductive research, it is much lower. But as we know from Tox database, for instance EFSA, for original molecule Abamectin were conducted multi-generation reproduction and developmental toxicity studies. And from obtained data, we can show that doses used within these studies were very low and almost the same. So this question was solved. Another thing was regarding exposition time, because if we provide exposition through all periods of pregnancy, the substance could negatively influence on implantation. And in this case of the developmental study, it could impair to the lower number of fetuses for further evaluation. And of course, we checked this point from previous studies, and there were no impairments on this endpoint. And we could expose females for all of this gestation period. Also, in our methodology approach, we mated experimental animals with untreated intact animals, which can provide us with additional information regarding sex sensitivity. With this, we also cover the requirements for developmental study, where females should mate with untreated males according to the OECD guideline. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that for the original molecule of Abamectin, the evaluation of male gonads focused on sperm quality wasn't made. because previously in OECD guidelines this parameter wasn't indicated, and since 2001 it was added, and that all reproductive toxicity studies further should be provided with male sperm analysis. Obviously, in addition, in our experiment, we conduct a sperm analysis for male after the exposure period of Abamectin. So, according to the results, we can see in figure 1 that Abamectin violates sperm quality in a dose-response manner. The motility and percentage of motile spermatozoa are significantly decreased at the middle and high doses. And these changes are correlated with the reproductive parameters of intact females mated with exposed males. As we can see in the table, that in the middle and high doses were established the decline of the fertility index that was decreased by 20 and 15% respectively. Also significantly decreased the number of pups, litter weight and fetal body weight, as well as increased post-implantation fetal deaths. Regarding evaluated reproductive parameters of experimental females, we can see just a significantly decreasing in the fetal body weight at doses 1 and 2 mg per kilogram, without any evidence of maternal toxicity that we can definitely conclude of fetotoxic effect at this dose level. Also for females, we provided the evaluation of their estrus cycle. As we can see in figure 3, the duration of the estrus cycle increased dose-dependently. And the estrus stage was increased at dose 1 mg per kilogram, and the duration of the meta-estrus stage was decreased significantly at dose of 2 mg per kilogram. And finally, talking about developmental endpoints, at dose 2 mg per kilogram, it's a high dosage. During evaluation of fetuses, we established delayed ossification and changes in lumbar ribs count. As shown in figure 4, there are fetuses with additional 14 ribs as shown by the arrow. According to the obtained results, we can conclude that the evaluated generic pesticide of Abamectin revealed reproductive and developmental toxicity. The no observed adverse effect level for Abamectin technical for reproductive toxicity and developmental toxicity was established at the level of 0.1 mg per kilogram, based on the observed previously mentioned effects. And in our experiment, within this combined methodology approach, we define and confirm the equivalency of evaluated generic pesticide to an original molecule of Abamectin. So, thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.
Yana, thank you very much for your insights into your scientific work on establishing a no observed adverse effect level for Abamectin. Yana's work and poster will be presented at the EuroTox 2022. If you want to learn more about this topic, please download the poster via the provided link or contact the Yaksh Life Science Consulting. Thank you to all of you for watching us today. We hope you found it interesting and exciting. It was a pleasure, and we hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.